Welcome back, everyone. What's up? This is the XP Guild. I am Bill, your not so humble dungeon master. I am joined by my wonderful players today. I've got David playing Romy, I got Billy playing Sunru, and Dawson playing Braids. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you, anyone who's here. If you're in chat, say hi. We do like to, see you guys and try to interact as best we can when we're like not in the middle of a scene. I can talk. Where last we left off, our party are the remnants of a town that was attacked and overrun by goblins, many of whom were killed. The rest, except for 4 of them, were captured and taken by the goblins. Our party here, along with Og, one of their other party members, were able to track down the goblins and defeat them with some help of a posse of soldiers that were gathered up by a ranger that kind of traveled by and had seen the goblins and were tracking them as well. They rescued most of the people. However, some, along with Og's parents, were kidnapped and put on an airship along with an item that Romy was tasked to acquire from their patron. Then, bringing the group of survivors to this town called Monument, also known to have a train here that would take them west to the coast in the pursuit of this airship that they were kind of tracking. With that, they've gathered up money for Og to jump on a train and go ahead of them to kind of scout things out. They didn't have enough money for everyone to jump on a train. So as they prepare for Og to jump on the train today around noon, the party has acquired a job from the local town owner, Mason Black, to track down some cattle wranglers and the leader, Orson Carr, who's taken these cattle to a nearby ranch north in the hills, about half a day's ride, for the party to get back the cattle and to kill Orson Carr. The killing of the man is a bonus of 100 gold, and so that they'll have 250 gold if they manage to pull this off. And in the evening, the party went to the Crimson Curtain, which turns out to be kind of like a brothel and showgirl kind of place here in the town, but they have gotten a room there, and they've settled down for the night. We will be joining them in the morning, but first we're going to run our little intro video, and we'll be right back with the party to continue on. And welcome back, everyone. All right. You guys took to the spot, the Crimson Curtain. I don't know if anyone partook of the bath or anything like that, or if probably not for Braids, or if you guys just kind of passed out there. It is probably not the most restful of sleeps. However, after being out on the road, sleeping in caves and on the hard dirt, it's probably the best night's sleep you've had since the goblin attack. What, like 3 or 4 days ago? So, it's been a whirlwind. But it is not the quietest of places to actually sleep here at the Crimson Curtain. There's people up all night, and the noises, the show, girls, and other events, making it not the best.
What is that repeated banging noise? It's so weird.
Yeah, but as it is, the morning time is much more quiet here. Less noise. There are, the sounds of footsteps in the hallways here and there as people start to depart for the day, or the cleaning crews go about to clean various rooms and such. Is there anything in particular you guys are doing as you're, in Braid's case, waking up? What's going on?
No, I assume I've been up for a little while, again, reading the tome to myself, thinking about the day. Wants to go ahead. The braids, do I see the braids is physically booting up now?
Yeah.
Braids.
Yes.
It's great you're finally awake. I've been thinking about this trip to the desert, and I think after the last time we should probably go a little bit more prepared. Maybe just a couple of the rations, water, that sort of thing. Was there a general store in this town?
I think so. Yes, you require sustenance.
Yeah.
Braid's cast Goodberry and just hands you a Goodberry.
Do you know what? I'm starting to get used to the taste as well.
Do they taste bad?
I've already turned my back, and did Romy stay in the room with us? I pan around.
Yeah.
Romy,
Romy's watching it happen. She is awake, and she is looking very different today. She seems to have woken up and has immediately turned herself to look like she is 40s woman with long black hair tied up in a ponytail, braided. And she's wearing what appears to be a femme fatale style leather onesie. It is a choice she's gone for today. What do you think, boys?
does it still look like you, like feature-wise, facial features, or are you completely different 40-year-old woman?
I retain the eyes and the mouth.
Sorry, madam, I think you might have fallen asleep in the wrong room.
Sinro, it's me.
Flashbacks. No, I didn't go to the bar. Okay. I'm surprised you know my name.
It's me, Romy. Romy. It's Romy.
I do that hook scene where I touch your face. It is you.
Yeah, absolutely. As you do that, the illusion would be shattered for yourself. And you can see it's actually just me. Braids, it looks like this guy's just touching up this woman, and she's like, stop
On the
it,
face.
stop it.
At this point, you have looked like a number of different people,
Yes.
and I am less than concerned because I would have watched you do all of that.
Yeah. If you had been
That
in
is
your
a point,
trance mode,
actually.
you probably were able to register the fact that she went through several hairdo choices before she got out of bed.
Yeah.
Romy, it's just to avoid confusion, maybe we should have some sort of word or phrase that only us, Og's still with us,
Yeah.
us four would know. If you are to
Okay.
change, because I don't want to be tricked.
Okay, that's fair. What word would you like to use?
It should be something random, something maybe only you know. Maybe have a think, and we could tell Og and us later before he goes.
Og's
Okay.
up now, kind of like you can see him sitting up and like, starting to gather his stuff. Could do spork.
You're awake, Og. Fantastic. We're just talking about the day plans. We're thinking about checking out if there's a general store for just supplies for the mission, and then see you to the station.
Sounds good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind checking out what they have. And then I'm eager to go if you guys are still okay with that.
Yeah. If you can maybe leave us some sort of breadcrumbs, we could at least know where to follow you if you need to leave town ahead of us.
I'll stop at the train station every now and then. I'll leave you guys a note whenever I figure out, accommodations. If I get any information that sends me on.
Yeah. Something written in chalk.
I mean, I'll see if they'll just hold on to like a note or something.
I turned to Romy and I tried. I really.
It was right there in front of him. Sometimes the horse doesn't want to drink.
Shall we head out?
Yeah.
What does chalk have to do with horses not drinking sometimes?
No, it's. I was referring to the manner in which someone was being guided in a conversation to arrive at a potential thought process, which we wanted to have activated by them organically. Found yourself in a position where that did not happen. In a similar manner, you could take a horse down to the edge of the water and ask for that horse to drink from that water. You've given it, you've shown the horse how to drink from the water, you simulated it yourself. You poured out some water into a helmet and offered it to the horse's lips. You've shown the horse video of it actually seeing other horses drinking from the same patch of water. And then the horse doesn't want to drink. Sometimes
Yes, because
happen.
it's not thirsty and doesn't need to. Animals are very good at this.
I didn't know you were such a good animal person, Romy.
Well, one does as one can.
Also, what's video?
I was wondering that too.
It's a form of science I saw from an arts professor. He basically set up a glass screen where there would have been a window, but he just took that window pane and he sent imagery upon it, and we were able to see other people's interactions from very far away.
Oh.
Have you not seen video? It's very interesting.
Is it like moving illusions? And then I try, but I don't have that. Okay, so it's just literally like pixel art, like. Doot, 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 doot.
Yes, it's like that. A little bit more, but yes, absolutely. That's good. That's good, Sonny.
So Sunru would be a videographer.
What am I? Existential crisis.
All right, let's head out, and Og will gather up his stuff, put on his backpack. I was working on that harness thing for Romy. Should I leave that with braids? It's not like 100% done, but I mean, you could like stand in it and hold on to it
Until I turn into an animal, and then bad things would happen.
Oh, yeah. Well, maybe I'll just keep working on it, and then when you guys join me, I'll hopefully have it all ready.
It's
Sounds
okay.
like
I've
a
learned
good
that I can actually run pretty fast when I need to.
It's true.
Yeah, there's
Away
that
from
time
it.
you just took off and no one knew where you went.
Yes, that's right. Because of goblins.
Yes, the stupid goblins.
As I pull out a bit of paper, the stupid, highly intelligent, organized, messy goblins.
Yes, those are the ones. We were all there. I was 100% correct.
Brilliant. Okay, shall we leave this lovely establishment and head towards some sort of general store? I'm assuming we're going to need some sort of rope, some water for the desert.
Rations. Yes, we'll probably need some food and water. I'll need a parasol. Gonna have to really think about this. What?
Goodberry?
Oh, thank you. Don't mind if I do.
Dog?
Oh, yeah, thanks.
That's nice.
Man, I'm
Rations
going to have to
handled.
pay for breakfast from now on.
Oh,
Man,
interesting. So we don't have to pay for food anymore. Will that be enough for a full day?
I don't know. I don't eat.
I mean, I was pretty full after the last one we had.
I don't
I'm
think
not
one
full.
berry is going to be enough for the full day. I'll let
Full
you
of
know if I do actually need anything more to eat.
My understanding is that it is supposed to be enough for a full day.
Yeah, no, 100% it should be.
You are not very large.
Yeah. It doesn't say you feel full,
Well,
does
thank
it? It
you.
just says you get the nutrients for a day, and
One
then
of the compliments today.
if you just eat as many as you want, you won't explode.
Bonus.
Oh,
It's like the girl in
Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Charlie and Chocolate Factory.
Violet
Thinking more like,
Beauregard.
Damn.
who is the sand?
Extra
the
points
Sandman
for that
who
off the
haven't
top of your
killed
head.
Spider-Man?
Yeah, I don't know how I knew that. Shall I start hopping my way to which I believe is the general store? I can't remember where the general store was, so I'm just going to come out of the bar, turn left, and start heading that direction.
Yeah. Eventually, you kind of get back towards like the more central location within Monument, and you spot a general store, kind of like a little two-story building with like a depiction of like various things on it. It's got like a hay. It's got like what looks like a loaf of bread. It's got like what looks like a saddle like behind that, like all kind of interposed on this kind of like wooden sign. Yeah, and kind of like out front on the porch, there's a older human male that's like white hair. Where he has hair, it's pretty much bald on most of it, except for like that kind of like Caesar ring around the back, sort of thing. He's got a broom and he's sweeping up like the front porch area, this like wooden front area, like getting some of the dirt gathered over the night and the day before off. Kind of looks up as you hop over, and the others kind of make their way over. Greetings. Come on in. What can we get for you?
Morning. We plan to wrangle up some cattle. Was wondering if you had some of the equipment that we'll need.
Oh yeah, sure. We've got all sorts of things. Yeah. What sort of things are you looking for? And he sets the broom up like against the kind of like a windowsill area and like walks in.
Like, we'll need some rope, please. I feel to at least harness up the horses. Maybe a bag of horse feed, grain. What's that? 4-pound bag, like a large sack. No.
All right.
If I need to.
Kind of like walks around. He starts grabbing some things. How many days worth of feed are you looking to bring with you? For how many animals?
2 days. 6 horses.
Maybe get enough for 5 days. That way, if something's gone wrong, we know we've got enough time to get back again.
Okay. As I'm looking at the stuff slowly starting to pile up now, I'm like,
we have a cart there as well, right? I say this to the clerk.
Cot. I don't have cots. There's the stables, right over near the square area.
Interesting. Okay, be right back. I'm gonna head over to the stables.
Okay. We'll pause our shopping. Let you go do the stables.
No, I'm saying like you take care of like the rest of the shopping on there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'll get Central's maybe a small amount of rations just in case Braids isn't able to bury us. Rope, grain for the horses, or feed for the horses just in case. Water, fresh water. I'm assuming it's not just on tap here.
Yeah, no, good shout. In terms of creating water is something I cannot do. Why? Okay. I'm gonna head on over to the stables, and I'm gonna look for anyone who's available.
Yeah, you see, there's like a teenage boy who's like kind of over in the stables currently. He's got a wagon there that he's got up on like some stands, and he's underneath currently working on something underneath the wagon as you kind of walk in.
Hello, hello.
Oh, 1 second. And he like pulls himself out, and he's like laying back on like this wheeled like cart sort of thing, like a small little cart thing, and he's like laying on it, kind of down there, and he sits up. He's got some tools in his hand. He's wearing like a leather apron, a like off-white but very now like speckled with dirt and grease shirt on underneath, like kind of like a long sleeve shirt that's been rolled up. What can I do for you?
She's going to be doing lots of sultry movements as she's saying this.
And you're still in your
But-
femme fatale onesie.
Yeah,
Oh.
but none of them are coordinated in any way, shape, or form. So it looks very like each individual thing. Yeah, okay, kind of odd, but then like the awkward transition from one position to another, it just completely ruins the whole process. But she's gonna say, "Hi, I'm here, looking to take control of one of the carts and 2 of the horses. I'm here with Mason Black, saying he's going to cover the costing."
Oh, okay. Mr. Black's gonna cover your costs. Oh, sure. Give me a deception roll.
Oh, she absolutely believes this is the truth. That's a 15.
All right. Let's see. Well, that's a unnatural 17. So he's like, well, I'm sure Mr. Black's great and good for it, but I do require some sort of like deposit or some sort of thing to hold on to. I mean, even for Mr. Black, we always like to have something tangible, just that people wouldn't want to leave behind. Could be an item of some great import or value. It could be gold. Usually it's a 10 gold deposit to take a cot out for a day or two.
Right. No, that's fine. I tell you what. I'll put this down as a deposit, and I will receive it when we return the cart. Good for you?
What are you giving?
I take the dark shard amulet off of my neck.
He'll take it and kind of look it over. I'm sure that's probably about at least that value. No problem. Let me get the cot all set and ready to go. He kind of like takes the amulet and kind of like slides it into a pouch pocket on his apron. Kind of like looks over the cart he was working on and grabs one of the wheels and kind of like tries to shake it a little bit. Sees it as pretty sturdy, nods his head. He goes about taking it down off the blocks that he had it on and bringing out horses. It'll take a little while. But meanwhile, Sunru and Braids, what are we doing? We're still in the shop, right? We're picking out items. We've been doing this while Romy went down the street. So we've got...
My guess is that Braids is just kind of standing there like this as Sunru picks things.
Yeah, I mean, the
Pretty much.
small items he's probably just handing to you. The things like the feed for animals and stuff are... he's just kind of taking a note of it. And he's like, well, when you guys have a cut, you said you're getting a cut, I'll start loading up the feed and stuff in your cart. Any of the big items will do that. And he puts like a rope on. He takes note of the feed. What else are we looking for? Yeah.
To be honest, I haven't got much gold in terms of just in general. Like, I've probably got enough to cover this stuff here.
Okay.
But
I mean,
just for future, do you sell, or do you know a place that sells like healing elixirs, or some places call them potions?
potions of healing. Yeah, I mean, there's an apothecary in town. I do stock a few of their potions here. Uh, this is their 50 gold apiece. I have just 2 at the moment on hand. The apothecary themselves would have more, I'm sure, and maybe some other elixirs or potions and things like that. But yeah, so far, let's see, we've got a rope and we've got 6 rations, 6 animals of rations for 5 days, right? So we're at just 2.5 gold at the moment. If there's concerns about your expenditures, if there's other things you need or want, I'm happy to add that on to the tally.
Just a barrel of fresh water, and I lean in more personal. I'm like, do you have ink and paper?
Oh, yeah, I've got some. I mean, are you looking for like high quality or like just standard everyday writing supplies?
Planning ahead, high quality.
Well, I don't really carry the super high quality stuff. We do have an artist in town, a painter, but they do some like scribe work on the side, as painting doesn't always pay the bills in a town like this. They have a shop which is just southeast of the square, behind the tavern that's right over there.
Thank you.
They'd be able to handle some higher end, both inks and papers themselves.
Perfect. I pull out my abacus. A few beans go over, beans go back. I give them £2, 2 gold, 50.
Thank you. And he he starts pulling some stuff basically out onto the front porch. There's like a keg of water, essentially, like a 5-gallon keg, essentially, of water. Kind of pulls that out. Starts pulling out feed bags. And about as he's moving the last few bags out onto the front patio, you see Romy kind of like in the driver's seat of a cart with 2 like speckled horses. One's kind of more on the gray side, one's kind of like a darker brown with just like kind of like speckles of darker colored brown on it. Not like the most high quality of horses or cart. The cart rattles quite a bit, but it's functioning. And she kind of pulls up. An old man. Is this your friend here you were telling me about? She was just in here, so no, I knew that. I'm having an old person moment. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. Isn't she just the most beautiful thing you've ever seen?
It's a nice ride there. And he starts just like slowly unloading or loading everything from the porch onto this thing.
I help, but I'm only taking the small light items because I can't pick up heavy items. So like he's picking up the bag of grain, I'm attempting to pick up the rope, then moving to a smaller item.
Braid's like starts to help loading stuff and makes one trip and puts something in, and then notices horses and like just walks over to them and starts paying all of their attention to them.
Cool. Yeah. It takes the guy a little while because we're 30, 30 bags of grain, essentially, feed up, plus the keg. But he gets it. He's not the fastest mover.
Og, you can help at least. Jesus, standing there watching him.
Oh, yeah. And he, like, picks up the barrel of water and, like, easily moves it. Well, pleasure doing business, all. Good luck, and, if you need anything else, just, you know where to find me.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thanks very much. Most useful.
Pleasant experience that was.
Yeah, no one had to die at all.
Ah.
He kind of cocks his head a little bit as he picks up the broom and starts sweeping.
La la la.
Yeah.
Walk off.
Og looks over at you guys. Well, I guess I can go to the train by myself. I'll let you guys be off. They say it leaves at noon, so I'll have a couple hours and then I'll jump on the train. Good luck.
Stay safe, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Og, is it? Well, it's been jolly nice spending some time with you.
I'll take off my little silver deputy badge and pin it onto him. Og. And that was it. That's my goodbye, and I'll walk away.
Thank you.
I want that back.
No problem.
What I'm gonna do is outside the law.
He will like gather up his stuff and start walking north towards where they told him the train depot is. And there's signs in this town. Like there's street signs essentially that point in the direction of, important things. You guys have your cart all loaded up and you guys take off. Is there anything in particular? Like, what's the plan? Just heading straight towards this location.
I'm not the tracker. I assume logically head straight towards it, and I turn to the rest of the group.
I mean, we don't really know where they're at exactly. We have like a general idea, right?
Yeah, he said it's in the hills, like half a day's ride to the north.
Sounds like we're going north. If there's a road, we take that.
Yeah, there certainly is like a road that kind of leads out of the town. You'll generally pass by where the train station is. Like you have to go over the train tracks. You can see that there's it's designed to be that way, right?
Good. Good wave.
But you'll see.
Oh, we just drove past him. Could have given him a lift. Sorry, mate.
Oh, that's awkward. Oh.
He's like
we're not
sitting
even
on
going
a
that
bench,
fast.
looking all lonely at the train station, just like.
Why have we
staring at the
stopped? Don't
train.
these horses have to go? Oh no. Oh, he's looking right at us. He's looking right at us.
Minor image. There's just a fence that appears in the middle of the road.
Fred's like stands up on the cart and waves over the fence and sits back down.
Pulls to Wilson. Howdy ho, neighbor.
Minor illusion. Tiny little cloud covers the face of Braids as he looks over the fence.
You see there's like a large steam train that's kind of already parked at the station. There seems to be many people kind of running around working on resupplying the train. There's a large like boom that's goes from like a water tower over onto the train to like refill various parts, like the water supplies of the train for the steam engine. There's some like teenage kids basically like shoveling coal onto the back of this train, like into this spot, so the train has its coal supply. There are passenger cars that people are kind of milling about outside of. Some people that are like leaning up against them, smoking. There's what appear to be staff running around in like tan suits, essentially, as if they're like starting to restock. They're trying to like guide people to their cabins. Eventually, you kind of see Og stepping onto it as you guys are going by and making your way out of town. All right. As you guys travel, who is doing what on your way? First of all, someone's running the cart. Does anyone have land vehicles as a proficiency? All right.
Nope.
So
I will say that up until this moment, I had actually thought I had land vehicles as a proficiency, but I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, oh no. So,
I mean, it's a cart and a horse, so if whoever's going to be running it, let's go with, let's say, an animal handling check, just to kind of see, how fast we got this.
I feel like that's my job somehow.
Druid, I don't know. Seems weird.
I
Mostly-
can talk to these animals. It's fine.
Yeah,
I can take
yeah.
care of it.
You said guidance, right? So that's
Yeah.
another
Yeah.
D4.
Oh, that's
I believe
ridiculous.
so.
Everything's fine. It's just a 28.
Just 28, yeah. Braids has these horses. Like, they took that moment to like get acquainted with the horses, and the horse is like, yeah, you're the one. Like, you're a boss. And they're
You're my
I-
person.
I fed them good berries.
yeah, they got all the energy in the world, and they're going pretty well. Who is let's say in charge of the path, since he is kind of focusing on driving? Is there someone who is like keeping an eye out or doing
I can look
anything
ahead.
like that? Okay, so give me a perception check.
And I will be
13.
taking a look. 13.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be taking a look around, trying to gauge when we are truly alone, truly lost.
I'm just looking at the road ahead going, I think we're going that way next. Maybe there's a path around those trees that way.
Okay.
And Braids just takes it.
Yeah, Braids is doing great on the cart. I thought I had something here. I don't see it now. Okay. Everything's great. Someone roll me a d20 if you would.
Go for it.
Go on.
Do it. Do it.
Sounds like
Yeah.
it's me.
Do it now.
Do it.
Directly in the middle.
Okay. Yeah, you guys with Sunny kind of keeping a lookout, and with you driving the cart, this is also like very much on Mason Black's land, and you kind of make good time taking this like kind of dirt road up towards the hills. There are a few like farms and a few like small ranches here and there. As you ride on, it isn't the fastest traveling cart in the world. There's enough room for all of you to kind of like be on the cart in some fashion, like two up front probably, unless you wanted to squeeze in all three. probably wouldn't be hard since two of you aren't the hugest creatures. Or you could be sitting in the back on top of, like, it's an open wagon essentially with.
I'm sitting on
bag.
the back on top of the grain
Yeah.
because it's the highest point, trying to think I'll get a better view.
No problem. Like meerkatting it. Yeah.
I'd be next door to Braids, and I think Janine would be on Braids' shoulders.
Okay.
Genie?
Cat. Well, the weasel.
Marmot. Weasel.
Marmot. It's been 3 weeks, my guys.
Yeah. I believe we named the animal Genie.
That was the name. I was like, oh, is Jeannie short for Janine? Could be. You see the marmot being like, actually, good chap, I prefer to be called Janine.
Jeannie's short for Genevieve.
I figured it was just because it was a different kind of patron or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was. Let's move on.
Yeah.
I'm so fine with it.
We're over this one. New bit coming up. Is there anything you guys
a bit, damn it.
doing along the path? Like, you see some farmers here and there, like along the sides of the roads, or some ranchers. Very few people actually like traveling on the road, but you do see, like, nearby there are like these farmsteads or ranches. But you guys travel for quite a while. As you approach, like, about that half day or so, you do see there are, like, these low rolling hills to the north that you can kind of see. And as the road itself kind of veers away from the hills, but yet you were told it is in the hills. What is the game plan?
Are we going off road as I point towards the hills ahead of us? What does the path ahead look? Does it look like the cart's wheels are going to break if we, or is it just plain plateau sort of style?
Yeah, I mean, much of this land is like hard packed dirt. There are some grasses here and there, enough that, like, cattle ranchers are using this area to, like, let their cattle graze and such. So you think you could probably take the cart off road. None of you are really experts at cart driving, but Braid seems to have a good control over these horses and would probably gauge that you guys can pick paths that avoid the big rocks and stuff and make it off road with this vehicle.
So you're saying mind the big rocks. Got it.
Yeah.
Mind the big rocks. Do we want to park and investigate on foot, or do we want to drive straight in there?
They said it was like a half day's ride away, right?
Yeah, like, and who knows what ride, like, is he talking about with a cart, or is he talking about on a horse, like, galloping? But you do see that there are rolling hills up ahead. It is probably, let's see, you started out in the morning. We're probably approaching, let's say, 2-ish in the afternoon. It's pretty hot out, but you guys are making good time as far as you can with this cart. And yeah, so that's up to you as to how you proceed.
Okay.
As we're heading towards that which we are heading towards, is there another farmstead along the way?
Yeah, I mean, you've passed several, but, like, even at this, like, juncture where the road turns, there is, like, you can see a probably shack-looking building, not too far off the road. There's, like, a small dirt path that kind of, like, leads to it that looks more like a single horse, or, like, you know, a few people walking would have created over time. There is some cattle that's kind of like scattered around this general area, feeding on grasses and such. And there is there's a tiefling man that's riding on a horse that's kind of lounging, essentially like in the saddle. He's just kind of like watching the cattle and then kind of like keeping. You can tell a general eye in your direction. He is probably like 30 yards or meters ish for my UK people into this like kind of field of probably like knee high, basically dead grass that the cattle are kind of like working their way through.
Okay. And the farmers that are here, they're not rich farmers. They're just basic villagers and commoners, right?
I mean, you can give a perception check if you like and see like just how much you or perception, or I would possibly take insight as well if you'd rather, depending on how you.
They're both so bad. That's an 11.
Okay. Hard to tell exactly their stature, but it's not like they're wearing. This guy's wearing like gold embroidered stuff. He's wearing like tattered old ranch clothes.
Right.
The building itself did not look like super. It wasn't big. It looked kind of like a old wooden house that was maybe 1 or 2 rooms.
Okay. So I'd like to utilize my golden rule.
He who has the cold makes the rules.
The golden rule being the background feature I have, having spent the majority of my life as a villager. I know when to speak to other villagers along the way. I don't come across as pretentious or proud. I have an air of humility around me. I'm able to find food and shelter amongst other villagers and commoners. And they just get a general vibe that they are able to help or want to help me. So I wanted to not take advantage of food or shelter, but have a blather, quick 10-minute woman to woman chat about nothing and about everything, and then ask, have there been any troubles? Have you seen this man we're looking for? Do you have any idea where he might be located?
Yeah. So you go to the shack itself with the cart, or okay.
Yeah, I'll jump off the cart, I think, and I'll go and have a chat.
Yeah.
I'll tell Bray to give me a moment. I'll be right back.
You see a tiefling woman, probably in her early 30s, and she kind of ushers a few kids like inside. They were outside running around playing, and she'll like go run along inside now. And then she kind of turns to you. She's got the kind of stereotypical like red skin, dark hair that's been like pulled back and wrapped up in a bun. She's wearing a fairly plain dress with like an apron on over that. Oh, hi dear. What can I do for you?
Sorry, my dear. I know it's you're a busy lady now because you got your kids with you, and I have to say what a wonderful home you keep. But we're traveling through, and I am told that the eyes of the ladies in this area see everything from a very long distance. I was wondering if maybe you could help me. Tell me if you've seen anything in particular. I'm looking for a man who rustles.
Oh, I'm not sure about wrestlers. There's a man that came through a little while ago with a few other people, and probably about 7 head of cattle heading up in the hills. And there's an old ranch there that had been fairly abandoned for quite a while. I think that's where they headed.
Do you know about this ranch? Have you been there before when it was not deserted?
Oh, I mean, it's been deserted pretty much as long as I've been around, but we've only been farming here for. We got back about 8 moons past, 8 years past. We've been here for
Oh,
8. It's been abandoned for the most part of all that time, up until recently.
these individuals.
Hmm. Yes.
Right. If one wanted to approach said ranch, but wanted to do it without, say, the people in the ranch seeing you, what would be the best way to come at it?
Oh, well, I'd say if you swung out wide or so, and then maybe came from the north area, probably, I would assume that if anyone's looking for people coming, they'd generally look in the direction of this road. So swinging out wide and either coming in from like one of the other sides and just from, directly from the south would probably be the
Best
most
shout.
circumspect way
Right.
to do it.
Okay. Listen, I really appreciate your time. I don't want to take up too much of your day. I'll let you go. We appreciate it, and I'm gonna give her a gold piece.
Oh, but thank you. That's mighty generous of you, dear. I just, let them know that we helped and that we're not trying to cause any trouble.
Yeah, of course, of course. No one would believe otherwise.
Oh, good. You're a good one. I could sense that.
Yes, I am. And she turns around and walks away. All right, well, shit. Some information. We know where we're going. Have a sense of direction. I let Raids know what we now all know. Let Sunny hear it as well. And maybe we hit them from either the east or the west side. If the sun's setting by the time we get there, maybe we come from the east side so that we're in darkness.
Okay. I'm
Yeah.
not going to be able to see when it gets too dark, so I'll rely on you guys.
Let's try to get there whilst it's still daylight.
Okay. We're going to camp out when it's dark and go in and light, or sneak in while it's
like
dark?
it's midday now.
Yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take if you're saying with the sunset.
Well, let's travel and find out.
Okay.
Oh, we're in a wagon.
No problem. Yeah, you guys are able to travel on the wagon. Generally in that like north. I guess we're heading northeast a little bit so that you can kind of come back in. And as you kind of like start making your way out, you start to see like basically just subtle signs that there's like a ranch up ahead. Like there's old posts, like fence posts that have been rotted for the most part and disused. There's little spots where there's like rusted barbed wire that's still attached to it, but there's many areas where there's just like nothing there or everything's on the ground and been trotted over. And kind of using these, Braids is able to kind of like guide this wagon on the outskirts of this general area, and then on the east start to come in. Probably takes a few more hours, so we're talking about maybe like 5-ish in the evening. The sun's starting to move its way, to the west, but it's not like at the setting point. But it's, a couple more hours or so, will be fully setting. And you kind of get yourself positioned here with the cart, find like a hill area and a small like copse of mostly dead trees. There's a few that are still like trying to cling to life, and there's cacti running around, so you're able to kind of find a spot to park. And are you moving in on foot? Are you coming in with the wagon?
I don't think we should take the wagon in. I think we should tie the wagon up to the tree.
Okay.
I agree.
Leave
We
the
can always come
horses
back
here
and
as
get
well.
it if we need to.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, I figured that
Good.
was probably the path we were taking. So you hitch the wagon.
Yep.
Moving in. Are we just walking down? Are we, trying to be stealthy? What's the approach path plan?
I'm taking the lead of the people ahead of me. If they want to be stealthy, I will attempt stealth by turning my surroundings into a boulder and slowly walking.
Perfect disguise.
All I can see is like the cartoon image of people like moving the like stand up, right? Like just forward every time somebody's not looking at them. Yeah.
Yep.
With braids like crouched down behind it, like.
All right. If we're going stealth, can I get stealth checks?
Sure.
Oh.
Everyone's top.
How do we get any help from being behind a repeated minor image?
Yeah, we can go with advantage on that roll.
Okay.
Those of you using.
Do you want
that.
advantage on my roll?
Yeah.
I'm
That
not
means-
using it.
Oh, I'm gonna use it.
Yeah, you should.
If not, I was going to drink that chameleon potion.
It's.
Uh.
I'll say that I'm not gonna let this work every time, but in this instance, we'll go for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
Because combination of the sun setting, you guys doing this, planning a path from a direction they're not necessarily planning on people seeing. There's many things going into this advantage. Okay. Cool.
I rolled a 16 for the people at home.
Yeah.
I had disadvantage, so I rolled twice, and then I found out I had advantage. So I'll just take the first roll, which is a 16.
Yeah. Not bad.
Hilariously, it's what I would have gotten because the second roll was a natural 20.
Shit.
Oh man.
Would have had it. All right. Moving up, you guys start to advance. It doesn't take you too long before you can kind of spot. There's a slight bit of smoke that's like rising into the sky. It looks like probably from like a campfire. You see as you kind of come up over this small hill, and you see nestled in like a slight valley amongst these hills is a small settlement with 3 little structures and a pen used for the cattle. And it looks like they're kind of like guiding the cattle into the pen at this point. You see that there are 3 individuals. There's a woman that's kind of like standing on top of a shed there with a rifle, and let's see, we'll call it a rifle. Standing on top of the shed with a rifle, and there seems to be like a dwarven gentleman who's like kind of ushering these cattle in, and a human male that's kind of like holding the gate open for the dwarven gentleman. Yeah.
Hey, Bill, real quick, I want to take a look around us and see when's the last time it like rained. Was it like a long time ago, or is it like dry AF out here?
It's pretty dry out here. All the grass in this area is currently like browned.
Okay.
Yeah, it's it's pretty rough going. Like this would not be the ideal location for.
Yeah, just checking.
Yeah. And I think as you guys are approaching this area, essentially hidden within this illusory rock, as Sunny kind of like puts one forward and you guys scoot up to it as you leapfrog your way forward. I think at this point, let's I think at this point, let's take a short break. Let's aim for like 15 minutes, so about 20 past the hour or so. We'll regather, and then we'll get into whatever happens with this encounter, whether it's discussing or just slaying these cattle wranglers. And with that, viewers, thank you for joining us. We will be back shortly. If you're watching this on YouTube or whatever, you can kind of fast forward about 15 minutes or so, because there's a blower right outside my door. It's driving me freaking nuts, so this is a good time to take a break. And we'll see you shortly, guys. Welcome back, guys. Perfect timing. Uh, did you both get like lollies? Or whatever you call those things? Anyways, welcome back,
Just a couple
everyone.
of ice pops. What are you on about?
Yeah, it's just randomly have ice pops in your refrigerator. Um,
I am a father.
well,
How dare you
you I
say
understand far more than Billy, to tell you the truth.
I am a
Billy
man.
wanted an icy, so I
Do not
lent him an
underestimate
icy.
me.
Look, I'm an adult. I'll eat what I want. I have chocolate cake for lunch. All right.
Hey, there's nothing that makes more sense to me than ice pops, but
It's hot there.
yeah, that's true. It is hot there. They're experiencing.
We're having good weather. I live in Scotland. Let me have this.
It is unseasonably warm. It's like 65 degrees or something.
Right. Yeah. I'm cold. Like I need a sweatshirt. It's 63 degrees out right now.
Yeah.
So. Well, welcome everyone. When last we left our party, they were sneaking up on this camp. So, as you guys are approaching, you spot. Let me activate this, and we'll relocate things. Let's see. I got you here, and you were here. You guys were approaching from this side. Just get views into things. And you were probably up here. Alrighty. Yeah, as you guys approach, you will spot. Why is this not working? Oh, you know what? That's why it's not working. It should be working for you guys, right? Everyone can see. The viewers can't yet because I need to put the camera on the scene. There we go. And switch it so that the viewers can see. Just need to, like this, like mostly see through the camera. Alrighty.
I am struggling to see things. I'm getting like half. Let me try reloading the screen. Sorry, I was getting like half of the old scene, and then it said like Wrangler Ranch.
Yeah, sometimes
and
things do have issues.
Loading Wrangler Ranch. Okay, yeah, there we go. Cool.
Alrighty. Sweet. Alright,
Wow, refreshing mine. I'm getting
this fence here I'm gonna open because it's a fence. You guys can see through it. But it was blocking vision. I can see. So you kind of come in from this east, and if you guys wanted to have whatever distance you decide that you want to do whatever at, that's fine. This is just in an effort to keep the maps from being too overbearing on people's machines. I try to keep it mainly close to the actual scene of what is going on. So if you have like a 300-foot spell or something, feel free to use that at 300 feet, not at whatever it is I drop you in at. Is the name of the game here. But you seem to have approached unnoticed. There is, like I said, there is a woman standing atop a little shack with like a rifle in her hands. There is a human male, dark skin, who's kind of like holding open this gate, while this dwarven gentleman here with the kind of blue framework around him is ushering cattle in. Okay. What is the game plan for you at the moment, for those of you who can see and make a game plan?
Kill them all. Leave no one alive. No, I don't know, man. Do they look like criminals?
I mean, you can give me an insight check. It Probably disadvantaged due to the distance of.
They've got knuckle tattoos.
Yeah.
It can be interpreted
It says
differently.
crime life on them.
MG30.
An 11 with disadvantage.
It's kind of
I'm
tough
losing.
at the distance that you guys are looking at. They are, I mean, they look like people, like normal ranchers. I mean, aside from the fact that like this woman has a gun and is standing atop of a building, they kind of look normal. You see, there's probably like a clothesline that's hanging up somewhere in this like general camp area where there's like clothes that seem to be, hanging out to dry.
So what's the plan,
Something
guys?
feels off here. Doesn't this feel off to you?
They
No, I've not been to many ranches before.
finish ushering the cattle into this pen area, and they kind of like shut the gate, latch it. The human male kind of scramble over the fence, kind of like with a bag of, I guess like oats or whatever, and go like dump it in one of the troughs. Checks where the water is, kind of nods and starts to scramble back over the fence while the dwarf kind of makes his way out.
Do they see us?
Doesn't appear to be so far. Like you're hidden behind a illusory rock, kind of gathered in. But there's also other brush and stuff. The sun is starting to set a little bit. Like it's, like I said before, not down and like fully setting. So it's not like dusk fully, but it is lowering itself on the western horizon.
And we're on the east, right?
Yeah, you're on the east.
Like, what's the plan? Like, usually, well, Master would always make plans and tell me what to do, but no one's telling me what to do, so I'm kind of worried. What's the plan? Your
What
silence
do you
fills
think
me
is a
with
good idea,
confidence.
Sunny? What do you think we should do?
Well, we need to get the horses to get the money. They're his horses, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
We don't need to kill that other guy. But I'm not going to stop you. It's not my place to decide who lives or dies.
Hmm.
That's what Master used to always say to the people he met.
What?
I mean, there's 3 of them and 4 of us, right? Or 3 of us.
Mm-hmm. There's 3 of us, and there's 3 of them that we can see.
Mm.
What if we made a distraction outside and brought them out of the house?
I mean, they're not acting like they're concerned. You know?
Do you want to go talk to them? But not as you?
I think someone should talk to them.
I'm not the best at talking with new people.
Okay.
Do you
two
want me
set up
to go?
positions.
Okay.
Set up a position where you can enter the fray. I'll go and talk to these people. I'm going to change into me, actual me.
Bill, in front of us, that is a looks like a non-illusory rock.
Yes, there is a non-illusory rock, probably about 10 feet or so up the front. Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
Damn, pretty spots are good.
I will crouch down behind the rock, kind of, barely looking out so that I can keep an eye on it.
Okay.
I would attempt to do the same, but on the other side of said rock, thinking that I'm covering our bases.
Okay.
Looking at the horses area, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Hello.
Oh.
Hello.
And you see them, they kind of like stand up and they reach for their like weapons.
Oh no, none of that. Don't do that.
What's going on?
Hello.
Hello. What's going on?
Well, I have a couple of questions I need to ask, and I'm hoping that you can help me out.
All right.
So, this is a nice ranch. I'm guessing it's not yours. Hello, as that young lady comes into view.
Yeah, she actually will jump from this little shack onto the roof of this other building, but because of the way this map making program works, I can't really have the roof and still have interaction with the interior. So she's just kind of like standing on the corner like of the roof, and she's got like a rifle in her hands. Greetings, she says, like kind of nodding to you. Her rifle's not like up in her shoulder, but it's like, at the rest, like holding onto it in front of her, like she's ready to make action if she needs to. The
Okay.
human male here kind of looks at you. Well, what sort of questions? Come on in. Got a fire if you'd like to sit. We're still working on our food, but we don't got much. But if you want some, try to make enough for weary travelers.
That's very kind of you. Thanks very much. She's going to come down and sit down on the fire. Not on the fire. That would be bad. So I'm going to say a couple of things. And I don't want there to be an adverse reaction. Everyone here is just talking.
Kind of raises an eyebrow looking at you.
Sure. You know who Mason Black is, right?
Aye, yeah. Who doesn't in this spots?
Well, do you have a problem with Mr. Black?
Oh. I mean, no problems I know. I used to work for him, man. I'm sorry. I'm Orson. This dwarven gentleman here is Hugh, and our friend back there is Jenna.
Orson, Hugh, Jenna, lovely to meet you. My name is Romy. Whose cattle is that?
They're my cattle. Well, our cattle. Payment for a job we did. Along with this little homestead.
Right. So we've been sent to retrieve stolen cattle.
Haven't seen anyone with stolen cattle around here.
I am concerned. We were told, find the cattle, bring them back, kill the people who had stolen them.
He starts to look like more and more concerned.
She stands up. And we were happy to do so. believing the people who had stolen the cows to be the worst sort of criminal. Jenna, are you the worst sort of criminal?
I mean, I'm not a saint, but I wouldn't call myself like a criminal.
No, you don't look like one. One of them would have shot me by now.
Probably.
I think your man Mason Black has lied to us. I don't like that.
So I gather,
Janine,
Orson says,
I'll go do a quick telepathic thing. Janine, go get the others. All right.
I gather then by your little story here that we're the said criminals who stole his cattle, and you're here to kill us.
Those are the current terms of the contract.
Well, that is a most inopportune moment for us here. What are you proposing? You plan on fulfilling that contract and gathering your plethora of gold that he has offered you?
Well, I have to be honest and say it's really not up to me. I work with some others as well. I do think we should have a conversation though.
Well, I think that's always a good place to start. You want to bring your
Yes.
friends along, or are they out there with their trained sights on us?
His hands are undercover or no?
I mean, he's sitting on the rock, but he's resting one hand, like, essentially on a pistol that's on his belt.
Right.
You know, he's
not being subtle about it.
no, yeah, it's like an obvious, like, I'm wary, especially now that you're saying that you're essentially sent to kill me. He's on edge for sure.
So,
As he should be.
I have a feeling that it feels like Romy's trying to do something here. So I'm gonna try and help Romy be scary. So there was that giant hyena, Bill.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to become the large hyena.
Nice.
And I will come walking around the corner and just like guard dog up next to Romy.
All right. Let's see. Did that not work over there? That's weird. Did your token get bigger on your screen or just on mine?
Just on yours.
That's so weird. Because I was trying to make it bigger, and it appears bigger on my screen, but does not appear bigger on. There we go.
Well, there we are.
There you go.
I'm assuming even as a giant hyena, it's very clearly obvious brains, right?
Yeah, I mean, I look like a giant hyena made of metal and wood and stone.
Yeah,
I am a transformer.
Yeah, as I say, we're very much that transformer vibe where you can tell it's a machine, but has the form of something else. Sonny, what are you up to?
I'm not really wanting to show myself yet because I don't really know how this is going down. Kind of want to be the silent backup, so I'm gonna try and get as close as I can. I see there's a smaller rock ahead of me that's probably big enough for my body type. I'll shimmy forwards behind that. If I can see there's nobody in the roof right above me, I'll then go against the back of this house or shack, getting as close as I can without obviously this person at the end seeing me too obviously.
Okay.
Luckily, I'm guessing with my small body, if anything, I'll look like a rodent or an animal or a dog.
Sonny and Braids, can you give me a perception check? if your hyena form gives you any special benefits for that, then feel free to utilize them.
No, they got rid of most of that stuff.
Okay, I wasn't sure. Okay.
Straight 10.
All right.
I'll take my dirty 20 though.
Braids, you can hear that there are creatures or something within the shack to your right. You can kind of hear like whispers, and you can definitely hear what sounds like a female voice, like shushing these smaller, probably much younger voices within.
I see.
So he kind of like looks over as this giant hyena makes his way into camp.
The hyena will like sniff the air and just turn the big head right at the fucking building that those people were in.
And at that, they kind of like seem to tense up a little bit more. Jenna like kind of like raises the rifle a little bit higher, not fully aiming at anyone, but just like getting closer to it. And Orson kind of looks over at Romy. Oh, is this your friends here?
Yeah, one of my companions.
Are there, I'm assuming, more than that are out there ready to strike on us if we make any ill moves.
What's
After hearing
deal?
them say that, I will use minor image to throw some other hyena laughter in the distances in general directions.
Romy is freaking out. Are we about to get attacked by some fucking hyenas? What's going on in there? What's your deal, man? You seem very relaxed, and you don't seem threatening, and you don't seem like you're abandoned. And I believe you that someone gave you this ranch, and I believe you when you say that's your cattle.
Yeah, they were payment for job service.
Was the job for Mason Black?
Yeah. I worked for Mason for about 15 years. I worked for him.
So this is your retirement?
Yeah, I mean, more or less. He had promised me this land and a small herd of cattle to work. I mean, we're still on his land, so technically, any sale of these cattle and stuff, we're supposed to pay him a percentage of the fees on it. But I don't really know why he's coming after me, why he would tell you such things. I came up here with some friends that worked with me as well for a long time, which is kind of looking to get out and do something on our own and build something of our own, even if it's just a small homestead where our families can live and we can be safe. And that's all we want. It's just to be away from Mason, be away from that area. He's not the best of man, and 15 years working for him was mighty tough on my soul. Here I am trying to just make a way.
Well, I'm very sorry to say, it appears that Mason Black has you earmarked for death. And if he gave you this land very far from anyone else and wanted you to die as a result, well, he's a bit of a bastard.
He chuckles at that. Yeah, you can say that. Look, I used to be his, call me valet, I guess. I don't know. I used to be his servant around the house. Helped him out with things, paperwork, organizing things for his business for years. I saw some of the things he did. Finally, I struck a deal with him. a summation of my year's pay plus, whatever I could scrounge up from various, work I've been doing around town on my off time, and got him to agree to this land and the cattle, and let me go out of his service. Convince some of my friends here to come with me and strike a new life. That's all we want, is a new life. If he wants us off this land, we'll move on. But everything I have is basically in these cattle and in these buildings. I'd love to pay you whatever he offered you, but I mean, if I got 10 gold to scrape together, then it's a miracle.
If he want, why would he want you dead then?
He kind of like startles hearing this hyena talking. Well, shit, if that ain't the scariest thing I've ever heard. Sorry, it caught me a little off guard. So I used to handle his personal affairs, his books, his information. Perhaps there's something in there that I've seen a lot, and a lot of bad things he's done, a lot of things he's done to people, and perhaps he thinks I'm a threat by somehow, like that I could go to someone and get authorities to come and do something to him on his land. I don't know, but
can I ask you a question then? Do you remember the last piece of business he did?
Oh. I know I finished up the sale of a silver mine to him, a spot that he was picking up, but I don't really know why that would be of any threat to him. We've done purchase of lots of land. He keeps growing his little empire, as he likes to call it.
Why wouldn't he just kill you if he wants you dead?
Yeah, that's a good question.
He has thugs.
He does. I know he's been having some issues with some bandits and such in the area. He's been stretched pretty thin, but honestly, I think all of his people know me. All of them know what I've done. I've looked after them. I made sure they were well paid and well taken care of for years. I did my best to shelter them from any unnecessary actions that he might, cause them trouble with.
Quick question, Bill.
Yeah.
Just for clarification, when we were getting the job, there were guards in the room with him as he gave us the job, if I remember correctly.
Yep.
And he told us this gentleman's name specifically.
Yeah.
So
there was one
heard
guard
us,
in there. Yeah.
But the guard heard him say, "Go kill this particular person."
Yeah, I would think so.
Okay.
Now, the other thing I could think of is, beyond possibly just not wanting to send his people after me, is, I don't know who you guys are, and I don't think he knows who you guys are. He has a couple options here. You either come up here and you succeed, and you do his bidding, and he can deny all the actions and claim that you guys murdered people on his land and did this without him knowing. Or if you guys died, then it's not a loss to him at all. That's generally sounds like something he'd do. He liked using drifters and people who have come and go as to keep any dirt away from him directly.
He was going to frame us, and then have us murdered.
Possibly.
What a complete bastard.
Quite. That's why I left his employ. I'd like to leave his land, but it's tough. It's all we got are these cattle, and we'd love to take them elsewhere, but we got nowhere to feed them we got nowhere to take him. It's several days ride to the next part that's off his land to start with.
If the cattle were payment for your service, why did you not just get gold?
Well, I mean, we had a little bit of gold and a little bit of other things, and we were going to just go. He offered to get us set up. He said he'd hope to help us out and get us situated for all the hard work we've done and all the things we've done for him. He said he had this little piece of land that he has not had anyone on for a while, that it wouldn't be easy, but that people who had some sort of hard work ethic like I had could make it work and make more money, grow the cattle, sell them, make a profit, buy more. But here we are. I was hoping he just let us be in peace. After a couple seasons of buying and selling some cattle, we could move on, do this elsewhere off his land. But now I don't know.
Okay. I'm going to reach into my handbag and pull out a couple of the land deeds from our old village. I'm going to say it's a few days' ride, but less than a week. Take these. That should give you a setup for your own land. Here's some horse feed. You can take that. Take your cattle with you and make your way there. I assume you have horses. I assume you can actually wrangle. So if you head off to the village, and we'll take care of Mr. Black. But we're going to need something from you. Some kind of evidence that we killed you. To give you enough time to get to where you need to go.
Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, that's...
I turn around to the other two, and I'm like, Braids? Sonny, is that okay?
I finally sheepishly come round the corner now.
The big hyena head kind of nods hesitantly.
With staff.
Yeah, I like that.
Kind of jump a little bit.
Killed.
All right.
Not yet.
I mean, much obliged. A couple questions. What can I give you that you think would be sufficient proof of your deeds? And won't he be expecting the cattle too, or does he just want my head? Is that all he sent you for?
Yeah, he did want the cattle, didn't he?
I'll lean my head down next to Romy and just be like, what if we brought one back and said that they killed the rest?
Yeah, we could start a fire here and say that there was a fire. They'll see the smoke and the story would add up. Yeah.
We might not get full pay, but...
Yeah, well, if
My
we
train
return
of
with
thought is
one...
if we can get the bonus gold from the kill and just
Right.
and then not take the money for the cattle, with still coming out with some money, and it would be enough to get us free on the train.
I think you're right. You're right.
I look at this gentleman up and down. Is he wearing, I'm not saying he's going to be rich, but anything like jewelry, necklace, a signature hat that obviously looks like he's had that hat for a good decade or two. His gun, did he have a gun in his possession while he was working for Mr. Black? what's Mr. Black gonna recognize of your belongings?
Yeah, looking him over, there is one item. It's like hanging around his neck. It's a small, like, silver locket looking thing that's on there. I kind of like look down at it as he kind of sees you eyeing him over and seeing this, and kind of reach back and unclasp it and hold it, kind of rub the locket a little bit, then go, probably this. It's about the only thing I've got worth having.
Have you got deeds of ownership for the ranch?
Yeah, they're in the cabin.
Do you mind if I take them?
I'm not gonna have need of them, I guess, if I'm moving on and going to this other place you're telling me about.
Yep.
It's a lovely place. It's our old village.
Oh, all right. Oh,
Yeah, it's a good spot.
can't
An
say.
opportunity, because I fairly sure the cattle
There may be a few
Aren't you
vacant
there?
homes at the moment, but
more.
All right. Well, I mean, make do. We'll figure it out. I mean, we're out here on our own, so I guess that out there on our own is just as good. I suppose even better if it's not on Mr. Black's land. Give me a second. I'll go grab the deed for you.
That fellow is taking the situation very well.
Kind of like walks.
Almost like
well, you're surrounded by hyenas, so. As I
Wait,
make one
was
call.
that you? That was amazing. I actually nearly pooped myself.
Oh well, I rolled with it. Just felt natural.
Amazing. Honestly, something very impressive. And braids. Wow, a giant hyena. That's amazing.
Can you think of anything scarier than now a giant animatronic-looking hyena face smiling at you, in like
No,
less than a foot away from your head? Because that's what we have going on now.
I like hyenas. One of my favorite stories to talk about is about hyenas at a hippo kill, but I'm not going to do that in the live stream because kids may be listening.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Possibly.
I hope not.
Doubt it, but possibly. Don't say anything online that's recorded, especially that you don't want other people. No. He comes like scrambling out, and he kind of holds up this like scroll case. It's like a little leather case, and here's my deed. You guys are awfully
Thank you.
nice for a group of people hired to kill me. What's your deal? Why are you even working with Mr. Black in the first place?
Because we need money.
Means to an end. We're just trying to get on out of here just like everyone else.
All right. Well, is there anything I can? You guys want to stay and have some stew or anything like that? Like I said, I don't got much, but you're awfully nice and.
Well,
No, you're fine. Can I ask, you're the valet? The Batman? You were around the house and you dealt with him on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
How many of his men are in the house at any given time?
Oh. Usually there's at least 3 all the time, but given the time of day or night, there could be extras. If he's feeling paranoid about something, usually he goes up to
Right.
7, 8 or so. Usually pretty skilled marksman. He himself is not a slouch either with the weaponry. Honestly, if I were you, I'd maybe just try to get what you can out of the locket and and try to get the hell out of there as quickly as you can.
Oh no, of course. I wasn't. I'm no hero. I wouldn't be caught trying to find retribution on such a beastly man. But it's good to know 7 or 8. That's all. It's feasible. Let's make sure you're all packed up and ready to go. And once you start to leave with the cattle, we will start the fires.
All right. Okay, I appreciate this, and if there's anything I can ever do for you, well, hell, I guess you'll know where to find me. Your old area, huh? Oof.
Well, we'll be coming back someday. Not on Sunday, but someday.
Someday.
Oh, someday. Okay. And he will kind of get up and walk back in here, and you hear him talking inside. Jenny, we're going to gather up the kids, and we're going to get everyone, and we're going to go out of here. Let's get all your stuff. Johnny, get all your stuff now, boy, and let's get out of here. And you kind of hear the sound of like footsteps like running around and people gathering up stuff, and soon he kind of like ushers out a woman and like 4 kids, and I got Jenna, I think was her name. She climbs down off the roof. Hugh and him gather up, and they kind of gather up and they head over to the cattle. We are gonna get to take the cattle, right? I mean, this is all we got.
Yeah, of course, take it.
And so they go up, and they'll gather up the cattle, and they start getting them situated. You said this is your place is kind of towards the east.
Yeah, we'll give them directions.
Okay, we'll take it. I'm gonna head as far away from his lands first as I can go, and then we'll head back. The woman here kind of goes around and gathers up a group of horses that are like tied up out here, and then we'll lead them back. They kind of gather the feed that you had offered them, piling many of them on top of like the cattle themselves, some on the horses. They only have a few horses, so for the most part they're going to be walking, but a few of them will be riding to guide the cattle and such. Kind of nod to you. Thank you so much again. I hope you guys much luck, and please don't get in trouble on my behalf. If you have to, tell them I ran away, whatever. But hopefully you can play it off and get something for me. Least you deserve for your kindness.
Yeah, no, we're just gonna have a conversation with them, explain the situation, take the death deal, the money for your death, and then move on from that. It'll be just a business arrangement, no big deal. Don't worry about us.
Oh, well, thank you very much. And they'll start heading out. They kind of head northeast, so they're kind of heading away from the town as best they can, kind of towards the exit of his lands as best as he knows.
As when they're out of earshot, I'm going to say to the other two, so, I mean, we're going to kill Mason Black, right?
He just nearly turned us into the goblins.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah?
How do we do it without dying?
Well, I have some ideas.
I am afraid.
You should be.
You should be. Yeah, no. Shall we start these fires and then start to head back into town, knowing that we're going to have now time to do that?
All right, Bill. Before we start any
Yeah.
major fires,
Yep.
I would like to make sure that whatever we're gonna burn down is not gonna cause more havoc than we want it to.
Okay. Fair enough.
Considering how dry you said the area was.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, if it's too windy, we be careful there. If it's, make sure there's like fire breaks, that kind of thing.
Okay.
No big deal.
Yeah. Guys, take some time to kind of like clear spots of brush that you're particularly worried about, or there's like a nearby well, so there's spots where maybe you like dampen certain areas of grass or bush that you're worried about, that you're like, I'm not going to take all the time to get rid of this entirely, and get to the point where you're happy with it. It will probably take you about an hour or so to get everything situated. It is getting dark now, so it's kind of up to you at this point.
Question to the group: Do we want to burn now? Rest halfway. If it's looking at the sun going down, I'm not going to see where we're going. Or do we want to rest and burn at first light and make our way out?
Let's do that.
Okay. I guess it depends on what Romy's plans are.
Yeah.
Yes.
You could at least give us time to talk over Remy's plans.
Or you discuss what is the absolute definition of a plan. There's plans are ephemeral, and sometimes the idea of a plan can be enough.
So you're saying you have an idea of a plan, but aren't all plans ideas of plans?
I have the beginnings of an idea of a plan.
Yeah.
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 Splendid.
All right. I will go into massive detail. He says lying.
Just leaves.
It's a hell of a plan.
Yeah.
So here's my plan. You guys are fucked.
Yeah.
So here's my plan. To kill off Mason Black, we need to either get very close to him and be near him for a very long time. Seems unlikely. He would probably have at least 3 people around him, all of whom would try and defend him from us, and we would die. But one of us has the ability to sneak up right up to him with no one noticing whatsoever.
I didn't know you were that stealthy.
I'm talking about you.
I disagree entirely.
You could turn into a spider and just creep along.
Not a very small spider.
You could do a teeny tiny spider the size of a finger.
No?
But what? Huh?
It's still like almost as big as you are.
That's too big a spider. What about a fly?
I can't fly. I don't know how yet.
A caterpillar?
Same size, I think.
That's a big caterpillar. Okay, so that's the great thing about ideas and plans. They can change when we have new information that's come to light. We can pivot. This is good. We are learning about each other. I'm pretty sneaky. I could probably get myself close to him.
What if we lured him into a trap?
Ooh, go on.
He wants this guy dead, right?
Right.
He is
What if
dead.
we
Doesn't hold up a pendant.
That's a very good idea. What if we offered Mr. Black the chance to come get his own revenge?
Oh, that we left them trapped.
We send a message. We don't, use one of those runners that we saw.
Mm.
One of the kids.
Yeah. And we send the message that we are holding the guy at somewhere where we set up a trap.
Nice.
I just worry that he hired outside towners to do this because he couldn't even bother to send his own people. I don't even know if he would turn up. He'd probably send his own people to pick it up and bring him back if he wanted to do it himself.
But
I think
either
he wanted the out of towners so that he could just say that we committed a crime and have us executed.
yeah, which means that if we have the guy and we have him alive, he'll want him dead.
I agree with that.
So either he comes and we spring trap on him, or he sends people and we spring trap on them, and thus eliminate more of the people that are guarding him in a safer manner.
Either way, we're not getting paid.
I don't think
don't
we're
know.
getting paid.
You
I-
can always go into the house after he's dead and take the gold that's there. If he's
Or we-
dead, he doesn't need it.
Or we could just go into the house and kill him.
A lot of
I think that
people.
would be harder.
Mm.
I
This
don't
is
think that you guys are that quiet.
We have
I
chosen.
like. How about we combine all the plans and we maybe send a message that we need his help because there's more people at the ranch than we expected. And then when he sends people, we can get rid of them and then go back to the house where he's got less people.
Wouldn't he just not send people if his goal was to use us and make us the patsy?
I like the
Same
other
thing.
plan where we say we've got the guy, but we're holding on to him. And we'll see if he actually sends himself or sends his friends. He'll probably send everybody if he's coming. We'd be dealing with him plus at least 8 other guys. He'll bring everyone.
So it's either that or we just walk into the house and deal with them on their territory.
One at a time or 10 all at the same in a line.
One at a time
That's
sounds
better
way
for us.
better.
Mm.
It does, 100%. But we'd have to move very quickly. Which we can do. I know I can move quickly. I know
You run
Son can
fast.
move quickly. I do, sometimes in the right direction. She smiles. I know what I am. Then let's do that then.
Which is
We send a message by runner that we're up at the ranch. We've captured Osmond, and we're not going to kill him until we have a conversation face to face.
Seems, yeah, he's told us that he got the land honest.
Right.
I think if we... It seems to me that if we tell him that we are helping, that we believe this gentleman, they will come in with killing us in mind.
Oh,
Okay.
we're not saying that to them at all. Are we?
But
I
that's...
don't know.
In regard.
I'm not usually the one that makes the plans. I'm trying to understand it.
All right. No, we're just going to say we have him. He's our prisoner. If he wants to come up and dispatch of him himself, he's more than welcome to.
And to bring our payment, because this is our
And
proof.
to bring our money. Yeah.
It's an invite. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
Okay.
So we wait here, send invite.
How do we send an invite by a runner?
One of us
What
would have
about-
to go back to town, but we need to find a place to ambush them.
Did you make any
In
friends at
the
the
actual
villages?
ranch?
Here?
Yeah. Why not here?
I would... I don't know. I feel like it needs to be closer, but I could be wrong. This is fine.
was a half a day's journey, right?
Yeah.
Okay. If Romy was to convince one of the local villagers in the area from the neighbouring ranches to send a runner back to town for a gold or a shilling or whatever, we could potentially do that. Or we could make our way back and send somebody ahead of us and then find a location en route to the ranch to pincer attack.
It's 4 of us. What kind of pencil can we make?
There's 3 of us.
I'm looking at Janine going, that's 4, kinda.
Ah, yes, 4. 5 with horse.
Okay.
If we're gonna do this, let's do this.
Yeah, 100%. I'll go off with Sunny and let Braids have a moment.
Yeah, Braids is gonna like shift down and just kind of try and get the lay of the land. Try and figure out the best way that we could set up some sort of trap. Probably between these 2 houses, but something. They'll be coming from the other direction though, right? Because we had to circle around and come from the east.
Yeah, they'll probably be coming
yeah.
from the south side.
So if we were in like...
You're muted, Bill.
Yes, they'll probably be coming from like the south side.
South.
Yeah.
Okay.
The road is like towards the south.
Yeah.
There's even like probably like a dirtish path that kind of like is old and worn down, but still kind of present there.
Yeah, so while I do that, the other 2 can figure their stuff out.
Yep. Braids will kind of pad off as a hyena. Let's see. Whenever people go turn off their screen, I lose all sorts of... That's all right. Players are not in the right boxes right now.
I am not.
We'll worry about that some other time. So the two of you, not Rami and not Braids.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm guessing
I
we'll
feel very
head,
sensible.
Bye, bye.
Was it?
head back to the village. I'm sure, or the not village, but the people that you befriended on the ranch.
Uh-huh.
Shall we pick up the our horse and cart on the way? I don't know how you paid for it, but I'm assuming they're not going to be happy if we don't return their horse and cart.
It's mine. I got a good deal for it.
It's yours to keep.
Yeah, mine to keep as I understand it.
Well, okay then. I'm not as pressed to return it as I once was, but still.
Still, 100%. I understand. The farmer's wife, she's very nice. Very nice. We could probably use her to actually set up a network, see if we can get some of these other farmers who perhaps are suffering under Mason Black. Maybe get them involved in the process as well. What do you think? If he's done this to this guy,
Robin Hood situation.
I wonder if he's done it to any of the others. I think I'm going to talk to the farmer's wife about that when we get to her, since she is on the way. So I think I'm going to go up to the farmer's wife.
Oh.
But when we get there. Okay, Bill?
Sounds good.
I'll stay with the horse and cart. Let you be. Tap you on the shoulder and say good luck and give you guidance before you go.
Thank you. I go in. Hello, my dear. How you doing?
Oh, well, hello. It's so nice to see you back. Everything go okay on your journey up there?
Yeah. Had a bit of a story told to us. Let me know if this sounds familiar to you. There's a guy around here who is the #1 money man. He owns everything, top to bottom. I don't know his name. Sounds like some kind of builder who's stuck in the darkness. I can't remember. Anyway, your man, he has people who have worked for him their entire life. So when they ask to get retired and they want to actually have their own little cattle farm, he says, yeah, sure, no problem. He then hires out-of-towners to come and hunt them down and kill them. How insane is that?
Seems like a mighty story, a mighty crazy one. I don't know nothing about any of that.
Yeah. So can I ask you, how do you feel about Mason Black?
Mr. Black's a great man. He owns this land and he makes sure that we have, work and get paid for our stuff. Protects us from the bandits and any trouble out there.
Okay. Now pretend that I'm not other people. I give her a capital S, capital L, stern look. And I ask her again. I'd like to use intimidation to get the truth out.
All right. Roll me intimidation.
Well. It was only a matter of time. It's a 15.
All right. She kind of looks at you. It kind of eases back. Look, miss, I don't want no trouble from nobody. We're just trying to mind our own business, try to keep ourselves clean and safe. Like, we got a family here. We got to think about.
Yes. No, I understand. You're a cattle farmer. You deal with wolves that come in the night. Tell me, what happens when all the cattle at the same time attack the wolf?
I suppose if only one wolf, then wolf gets taken, but it's rare that there's only one wolf. Usually the cattle get scared and they run away because they're smart.
I didn't think that analogy would go that way, but you definitely swayed my thinking. Yes, you should hide. Have a good day. She steps outside. She goes, well, it turns out the cows are smart and wolves are deadly. Good luck. I guess we're gonna head towards town to find a kid to be a runner.
Okay. I mean, depending on at what point you decide to stop. I mean, there's farmsteads here and there, and they get more plentiful as you get closer to town. And many of them have children.
Yeah, just send a kid for a go, please.
Between this farmstead, that farmstead in town, I assume Braids and myself and Sonny are all looking for any kind of ambush points that might be better than the ranch itself.
Fair enough. By the time you kind of get from where the ranch was down here, now the ranches are spread out, but they get to the point where they're close enough that, like, in general, there's not a lot of open ground, especially like once you get along the road. They're almost always like you can see, at least in the far distance, next farm or ranch or whatever. So it just kind of depends on what you guys are looking for. There's going to be, in general, someone who can see the road at some point from any of these buildings. But, like, let's say you wanted to pick somewhere between, like, the first ranch that you guys were at, where Orson was, and this last kind of one along the road that you guys spotted. You could certainly find a spot amongst there. I'm sure we could do, like, a survival roll or something to see how ideal it might be for your situation. But, like, you could find something, is what I'm saying, given your time and just traveling around. So it just depends on what you're looking for.
Yep. Did you boys have anything in particular that you'd be looking for an ambush point?
I don't know how to ambush people.
Oh. So we'd be looking for a pinch point, something where preferably they're coming up towards us. If there's a point where they have to come through a small, narrow ravine, we can be above them, and they can only come through one at a time. That would be...
Yeah. We didn't have to cross any bridges. We didn't have to cross any waterfalls or anything like that. It's straight road, dirt area, plateaued. No. Trying to think, we didn't even like go past any like hilltops or cliffs that we could look down onto the road. We didn't have to look up.
We have no shovels and we have no explosives to make large pitfalls.
If anything,
You
the
don't
rolling
know.
hills might be our best option.
Maybe. Can't see us until it's too late. I kind of like the ranch. Being able to jump up onto the roof and back down again at will, that's going to be kind of helpful.
The
Yeah.
other option is to trap them in somewhere and light it on fire.
I love that idea.
As you say that, I give you that slow turn. Like I did not know you were that dark.
I love that.
I've been
All those
worried
times
about
joked
fire.
about locking me in the castle's just got a little bit darker.
So we tell them that the guy's in there. He goes in. We shut the door and lock it, and then set it on fire.
I'm not sure that will work. I was thinking more along the lines of like we tell them to come somewhere and they have to cross through a big field of dry grass. and we purposely set it on fire in both of the directions they can go, or all of the directions they can go, and then as they come running out, if they try and come running out, we can either knock them back into it or...
Okay.
Just another option. I think the farm is likely the most realistic place that he will show up.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Especially if he's got history here. I'm curious why this place was first abandoned.
I'm curious about the silver mine that he purchased.
Where? What silver mine?
Orson said that he worked for that guy for years. And then there's a silver mine that this guy purchases, and he's immediately sent out on his ear. And he's under pain of death. He's been trusted for years and years and years. And then suddenly this business happens and he's kicked out of it. I think that silver mine is more than it meets the eye. I wonder what else it could be.
I suppose these are questions for Mr. Black.
Indubitably.
Okay.
I said that word right first
If
time.
you find a runner, send him on ahead. We
Yep.
wait here in the hills and the ranch to question him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And go from there, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. I understand the plan now. Sunroost finally becomes more relaxed in the understanding of what the next steps is. Before it was just a confuddled anxiety of mess, not knowing what the hell we're meant to be planning for. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I identify with Sonny so much sometimes.
As you look over and I'm doing that thing with my hind legs scratching.
Did you guys rest, or did you guys? You're headed back, and it's like now getting to be nighttime.
I don't think we're heading all the way back. We're just like, I'm surprised we didn't try and get one of the kids at the first farmstead to be the runner, but I'm guessing we're going to the next farmstead ranch.
I would think we would try and do it, like send the kid. Like, if we want this to happen, it probably has to happen in the morning, right? Because no kid's going to go running through the night.
Right.
Yeah, true. We're not going to.
So, probably rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
The rest of the ranch?
Yeah. I mean, if that's the plan, like, set up the runner to go in the morning, and then we go back to the ranch and wait.
Okay. Then we will visit a ranch.
To
stockpile on good berries.
Well, they only last for 24 hours.
Yeah. So you could just burn everything, have a stockpile of them, and we've just got to use it before this time tomorrow.
Yep. Technically, yes, that does work. All right. So are you tracking? You're tracking down a kid at the next ranch or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of context, no.
That could have been said better, I feel.
You're acquiring a runner at the next ranch. So come across the next ranch, you see a farmer kind of like comes up as he sees you guys approaching. He's a like a half elf male with kind of like a olive skin, kind of like walks over. Greetings. What brings you here so late? Don't get a lot of strangers in this part.
Good evening. Apologies for the lateness of the hour. We have a situation. We would very much like to get a message sent out. Who is your fastest runner?
Oh, probably my son. Is there
Trustworthy
something?
fellow?
Yeah, good sturdy. 12 years lad. He's good hard worker.
Right. Can I ask of you a very large favor to have him run to Mason Black and deliver a message for me?
Oh, all the way to the town. I don't know if I can par with him for a long time. He quite a bit of help around the farm.
I pull out a gold piece and I go, I think this would recompense both of you for your time.
Oh, if you're so generous and kind, I suppose there's not much we could turn down such a generous offer. Yeah, I guess so. Do you have what needs to be? Are you sending something? Are you writing something?
Yeah. Does he read, your boy?
Oh, shame to say, probably not as well as he should be able to.
Perfect.
I've already pulled out a quill and parchment, and I'm
Your
waiting
son
to
is
dictate
illiterate.
and write down what
Ideal.
Your kid's stupid, you say? All right.
Send this country bumpkin out to face this evil man. Let him not know
All
my
for a
name.
gold.
So not only are we looking for a kid, but we're looking for a stupid, gullible kid.
Yeah.
Got it.
You got some candy
We want a
while you're
kid
at
that
it
will
too, or
help
what?
us succeed. So yes, yes, exactly as you said. Yes.
Yep. All right.
Sonny, you
I-
sent the message on there.
I'll write a message down. I'm guessing we've pre-arranged message, says somewhat across the lines of, we have your gentleman for a valet butler guy, come and finish the job yourself. We're at the ranch, yada yada yada.
All right.
Did you really write yada yada yada? That's not what people do.
No, that's what this symbol means, and it's like a squiggly line.
No, that's just a squiggly line. You've just drawn a squiggly line for no fucking reason. What are you? What?
No, that's just how you end a letter. You do the squiggly lines, meaning yada yada yada. That's where that comes from.
No, absolutely not. The line at the end is a signature. It's to let people know it really was you who wrote that thing.
I look back down at the squiggles and I contemplate all these years I've just been writing yada yada yada. Probably because I
Have you
couldn't
been
read my
writing
master's
yada
signature.
yada yada this entire time, Sonny? Write your
Well,
name.
no, I thought it was called a yada yada yada,
Write
but I didn't
your
know
name.
what that was, so I've just been doing a squiggle.
Sunru, you wrote a great letter that's going to kill at least one man. Please sign it.
Please sign it.
Yes.
Oh, I thought he said be
You want
silent.
my yada on?
Say what?
You want me to put my yada 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 on there?
No, I want no. It's not called a yada yada yada. It's called a signature, possibly a John Hancock, for reasons that make no sense in this timeline.
Who's John?
John is a guy who invented signatures. Mr.
Alright.
Hancock was tired of being known by his real
The
name.
note gets put
So he
to
just
one side
writes-
for a second.
Okay.
Sonny Roo pulls out the list of things, yes and no's he needs to yada 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 equals signature.
It
Underneath
doesn't-
that, what is a signature? Question mark.
It's,
Why don't you tell me what you want this note to read then?
I'm sure you've written a great note.
Okay.
But let me
I
check.
rewrite the message again, but without the yada yada yada.
Okay. Can you say it out loud again? Because I didn't actually hear it the first time.
I then reread the letter out to him, stating that we have the gentleman you sent us out to kill. We feel it would be better if you finish it yourself. We'll be waiting at the ranch until his arrival. And then I will put a little tiny picture of a sun, thinking that's my signature.
That's a nice signature. I like that. That's good. It's, idiomatic.
Why would you call
Cool.
him an idiot?
And I
don't think I did. Although, truth be told, she doesn't know what idiomatic means. She read it once and wanted to use it in the conversation.
most of the stuff Sunry knows anyway.
So,
I will fold the letter. No way for us to actually seal it. We have no wax. We have no signet ring to say it was us anyway.
oh,
Piece of paper folded to
wait. Hold on. And she goes into her chest and she goes, wait, hold on.
Are you going to sign it with
Does that-
chalk?
And she goes, no, I don't have a signet ring. Sorry.
Oh! And I pull out the pendant, and it had slight engravings on it, didn't it? And then we'll
It did.
use the pendant of the guy as the seal.
Nice.
If anything, you might recognise it.
So we have wax.
We gotta have a candle. I've definitely got a candle. Or 4 candles.
There you go.
There it is.
Oh, I haven't got 4 candles. I've got 4 candles.
Oh, you got some handles you got some handles for forks.
What are
No,
the flavor?
4
What are the
candles.
flavors of the candies you have?
I got
Oh,
4
what is
candles.
this?
I understand. That you understand
Yeah.
only 50%. Yeah, there's no shot.
Yeah,
right?
is that definitely an English reference to?
Oh yeah, no, I have no idea what you're talking
That's
about.
that's like a 1960s English reference, my guy.
Yeah.
So it's a very deep dive. I'm glad I'm not the only one who's like, I got lost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Four
Look up
candles
on
running.
look up
yeah.
on YouTube fork handles, as in a fork and a handle. Fork handles. Look it up on YouTube.
Working handles. Okay.
It's
Got it.
timeless.
It's Abbott and Costello.
Brilliant.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyways, you write your note, you prep it, you give it to the farmer's son, who's nearly as tall as the farmer at this point, probably like a barely teenage or almost like preteen, half elven boy, kind of like slicked back, light brown hair. It's like pulled back into like maybe a little ponytail. Comes up, takes the note. So am I giving this to Mr. Black personally, or am I
Yep. No one else. Go to Mr. Black.
only Mr. Black? I got you. I'll go. And he glances at the sky, and the dad glances at the sky. You want him to go right now, or
First light.
first light? Okay.
Oh, yeah, no, first light.
Good.
It's
Good.
the
It's far
dad
too dark and
elvish.
dangerous.
Half elvish. Yeah.
The dad's half elvish.
Yeah.
And the boy's half elvish as well.
Well, at least
Is the wife half elvish?
you haven't seen her yet, but perhaps. Maybe the son's quarter elvish.
I'm just saying. I'm like,
I didn't break down the family tree of this random NPC that I just created off the top of my head.
What?
But
No.
there's a percentage of elf in the boy, enough so he's got like the slightly pointy ears.
You had this
Hold on.
all planned out.
Whoa.
There's no way you
I
didn't know we were gonna do this random interaction.
We'll peel back
Yeah.
the DM layers here and go, yeah, totally had this planned from the beginning. I figured you A, would not kill him, and B, would send a runner of a poor preteen boy to go tell this evil man that you've got his guy hostage.
I mean,
Well,
he
yeah.
wanted us to kill him, so hostage is not like that bad of a thing.
Yeah, that's true. Fair enough. All right. With that, you guys head back to the farm, or the ranch area. Left behind was not a lot left behind, but there's some furniture. They had been sleeping on bedrolls, so they had like rolled those up with them and taken them with them. But
Jesus, they were poor.
yeah, they were pretty pathetic.
Ew.
Yeah.
You guys
Ew.
are able to situate yourself for the evening, whatever that entails, getting a rest.
Yeah, I think the other thing to state is that we are gonna set up a watch,
Okay.
right, to make sure that in case the child gets nuts and like goes all out or something, that Mr. Black doesn't come upon us in the wee dark hours of the morning somehow.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yep. Also, we never checked to see if there was someone watching us from a distance.
That is true.
God, we're so screwed if there was.
Nah. I
No,
put
it
the
never-
psychology of this
Yeah,
Mr.
we-
Black down. Right. He's not gonna. Didn't have the people to send. He's not going to send anyone to watch us. I've convinced myself of this.
Yeah.
I concur.
All right.
right.
Set up your watches for the night, however that entails.
I
We're
mean,
just-
it
I'll get
entails it entails
So
me
Braid's-
watching.
Braid's sitting on top of a roof and just like
Yeah.
Oh, is that
Staring
it?
out.
Oh, that
I
was
don't-
it.
I-
Immediately.
I
does
don't
not
sleep.
have to sleep.
Heads on a
I'll
360
take
like
the
a
first
life.
one and immediately fall asleep. So
I wasn't even going to take a watch. There's no point. I can't see in the dark.
I mean, neither can I. So I don't say that though.
Oh, I love this so much. Oh my god.
Really bad.
So good.
Mhm,
It's so
mhm.
good.
okay. Okay.
There's a moonlight, right? Like
Yeah.
it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean there's
It's
light.
fine.
It's the desert in the middle of the night. Like
Yeah, and there's
Dawson knows that
there's
one.
there's no big bonfires or any, look.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I know
you
you're city
understand how
folk.
much light pollution our
There's
this
a
city puts
shit
out.
ton. There's a shit ton there. Yes, that is true. Probably
Just
the
glow.
most of any city in the world. Given that there's literally a light
Exactly.
that shines
Uh,
directly at the sky.
Tokyo's probably
Probably
worse.
Some of the huge, Shanghai
Yeah.
or somewhere like that. But the fact that you have a pyramid that shoots light into the sky, you can see from miles, is probably not a great start.
Yeah.
But if you travel outside of the city, ever, it is pretty open. I know. Heaven forbid camping.
I don't travel outside of my home, sir.
The people who travel outside of Vegas are the people who are being driven to a shallow grave. That is- you want to see the
Oh.
desert? You
Yeah.
can see it one time.
Here you go. Get the best view ever.
All right,
So
so
you won't need a return ticket. You're fine.
we will rest
Um,
again.
Yeah, I mean, it's nighttime, so yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Shall we call it there then at that point?
We're getting very close, I think. So we'll just do some time skip here because it will take some time for the kid to run all the way
Mhm.
back
Right.
to Mr. Black.
How much time do we have?
You've got hours, like, because you
Yeah.
figure it was half a
okay.
day's ride, and
Right.
it's probably close to that for a kid to run from where you found him down. So
They're probably coming from the south, right?
the south is the
Right.
direction of the town. The
So,
main town.
What if
Money.
we put the cart like along the spot where my character is on the screen?
Okay. Yeah, you guys could prep, put a cart there.
And just create like more blockage.
Yeah.
Right in that spot there.
Here we can. I can jump so that
'Cause-
the viewers can see. The
Yeah, we can put the horses in where they had the cattle out in the back, so they're fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean those horses aren't a big deal. They definitely wouldn't have made it so the kid could go faster or anything.
So a cart somewhere around here.
Fine. We
Which I'll
wanted
get
to
like a
try.
model for the next
Yeah, you're good.
session.
But like up against the house is my thought, right? Like we want to create as much blockage because I think the goal is going to be to drive them through this gap here.
Okay.
Right? Because we can use the houses to protect against really natural like incoming pistol fire and things like that, and then just more like using the cart to enable more of that without blocking us off. I think is the best bet.
Okay.
I think that's the best shout.
So you guys spend the day kind of like arranging things and prepping
Mhm.
things. So sometime in the like early-ish afternoon, let's say maybe let's call it like about 3-ish in the afternoon. Romy, you hear in your head a voice, a female voice. Mr. Black says, do the job you were paid to do and return if you want the money. You may reply.
Well, you can tell Mr. Black that we have done the job. We're just waiting for him to actually see it get done. We're not dragging a corpse through the streets for evidence. You can reply to this message.
A moment later, you hear. He says you can bring some sort of proof. You don't need to drag a corpse. He's not sending anyone out there. He doesn't need any more than your word and perhaps a small trinket or two of the belongings, an ear or an item of precious bits, and the kettle, and you'll get your money.
You can reply to that message, can't you?
Yeah, you can reply to that message. She didn't bother to say that.
She
Yeah.
ran out of
Yes.
words.
Yeah, she was
He didn't say
done.
this time, so I'm like, I guess I can't reply to this message. I'm gonna go, I don't know if I can reply to this message because someone didn't let me know, which was rude. But anyway, the cattle have died. He killed them all rather than let us take them. He poisoned them. Anyway, thought you'd like to have some retribution. You can reply to this message.
I like the idea of her going start speaking, go, this isn't going to send.
Yeah.
Actually having to cast.
But it stays silent. You don't seem to get any other response. And I think with that is a good time for us to call it for today's session. We'll leave that in the lurch, as I'm an asshole. I know. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We are both live on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. If you're here, say hi at some point. Drop a comment. If you're watching this, post on YouTube. I will... we'll be planning our next session here, hopefully, 2 weeks. The date may change, so keep an eye out. I'll try to let you know as soon as I can. We're having some scheduling issues, so sadly it's not as much heads up as I would like to give everyone. But we're trying to push through and keep putting out episodes here. There supposedly is a game Wednesday night, 5 p.m. Pacific time, 8 p.m. Eastern, extrapolate out. And I've been streaming Oblivion just because it's fun for me to play and stuff. So if you're interested, keep an eye on the channel, and I've been keeping that just like Twitch and Kick, as it's not really our YouTube content. So if you're interested, check that out. Say hi. We love you all. If you're looking for more streams, go check out Crunchax, and Dawson will be streaming stuff over there. What are you up to these days?
It's this new Clair Obscure Expedition 33 game. Probably the best RPG to hit the gaming sphere in a long time.
Oh dang! I think I'm gonna have to check that out. You said it was on Game Pass, so
it's on Game Pass. Yeah, but like
I hear good things about this. Isn't it like Final Fantasy but with time action?
Yep, lots of like parry time actions, lots of like interesting choices. The storyline is adult and fun and dark, and like the characters are all good. It's just good. Like most people I know that are playing it are comparing it to a darker, more interesting Final Fantasy VII kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with that, guys, thank you all for joining us, and we'll see you in 2 weeks.
Peace out.